We're not serious enough about the Free Palestinian movement, because if we would stop playing with it. When I'm talking about we, I'm talking about white, socialist, Western people that don't know a dime about the complex history from the Levant. If we would be serious about the apartheid that Palestinian people would face, we would actually talk about the systematic segregation of the Palestinians within their own Arab countries that actually don't allow them to get citizenship anywhere where they go. Like in Lebanon, for example, they could apply for residency and work like somebody in the kafala system. If they would have children there, their children wouldn't have the right to be naturalized in those countries. This is apartheid. We also should talk more about the restriction they face when it comes to freedom of speech. They don't possess it because the government of the Palestinian people is not secular at all. And the foundational ideal of the pan-Arabic government is inherently imperialistic. It is deeply embedded and founded on caliphate principles. I could also start to talk about how the whole conflict started with Mohammed Amin al-Husseini, that was a corporate of the National Socialist regime in 1941, when he started to be the organizer of the Holocaust. The man that told all Palestinian people to wear a kufiar so they can protest against the Jewish people, which was fundamentally actually anti-Semitic. We are not amplifying the voices of Palestinian people, the same people that have been executed by al-Husseini and murdered when they tried to seek negotiation with social Zionists, cultural Zionists in that time that envisioned a dualistic binational state that would have been administrated by Palestinians and Jewish people. But how? How can we? How can we? If the cause is only being used to generate likes and views and to be trendy and edgy and a little bit rebellious, when the Palestinian people actually is being isolated by their own government that are not secular, to not have outside contact with the world, and the only regime and state is being controlled by the West. And how can we help if the first principle and first concept of socialism that we criticize about our own Western countries are being tolerated in midst our circles, which is fascism? We cannot simplify this cause and compare it to the European colonization, where actually colonial settlers went to America, the whole Americas, and actually settled there because Jewish people are native to that place, which Zionism in the first place started to be discussed because of the anti-Semitism Jewish people would face in Europe. Strip off the Jewish people of their indigenous right to exist in that land. Are allowing for National Socialists to cover themselves with the Free Palestine movement and totally ignoring the history of the Jewish burials, which have been used to activate anti-Semitism and also has been shared with numerous Arab people through Amin al-Husseini, and has been embedded with pro-Hamas movement. You cannot call yourself a socialist or a leftist if the very structures that we actually are criticizing is the power that the Sykes-Picot Agreement still holds on to that area, and the military forces of the West still is being occupying in that area and holding these people hostages for a Western imperialist narrative that we all are fitting into, instigating division between Palestinian people, Jewish people. We are not helping the cause and the sovereignty of the Palestinian people. We are actually pushing a Western and National Socialist agenda. As if you want to eradicate the identity of one people to establish an ethno-nationalist idea of the other, you are not advocating for socialism and what Karl Marx intended. You are advocating for fascism. You are actually being the colonizer and the settler.